I started losing my hair when I was young, my 20s, early 20s. So some of that stuff was just starting to come out. So I used a little bit, but I didn't really see great results. So, and then it was going to be one of these things. I'm like, I'm going to do this for the rest of my life, and every morning, every night, and I just didn't want that kind of maintenance. Late at night, you know, whatever, scanning channels. And it looked pretty cool. I was a little hesitant, you know, it's like, okay, you know, you see these things on TV and, you know, sometimes they look too good to be true. But once I met Darren and saw, you know, some of the pictures of the other people, that's when I decided to go for it. It's been 6 years since I've got my last hair transplants, and I just really didn't want to have to deal with it. But I wasn't 100% satisfied with the look either, so I was like, well, should I go back? And you know, my donor hair was starting to get less and less, and so I was like, well, how much bang for my buck am I going to get? And this was a way cheaper alternative, and for the type of coverage and the density that you get, you can't do it with hair transplants. You just can't do it. It's next to nothing. I mean, I cut my own hair now with a little kind of trimmer kit, and I haven't been to get my hair done, and well, since probably the day before I, you know, I shaved it down. Oh yeah, and shampoo, hairspray, you know, all of that stuff. I'll probably pay for the procedure, and I bet you I pay for it in less than 3 years. Nobody has asked me anything. They haven't said other than, oh my God, you cut your hair short. No, I would refuse. I refused that. I refused to ever do the comb over thing, and I was never going to do that. You see those guys, and they just look. It's so bad. I mean, you can just tell immediately that they've got something in there, and it's. Plus, I've heard some really bad things about those pieces. Like they really stink, and you sweat, and it's. I want nothing to do with it. I was about 25 when I got my first hair transplant. Then I waited a couple more years. I got one more, and then I waited a couple more years. So I've had 4 or 5. And it's just, yeah, I wanted to be done with it. Well, yeah, I mean, I'd try to avoid going out in the rain if at all possible, because, you know, I'd have it just like perfectly groomed, and I'd throw enough hairspray on there to make sure it didn't move an inch, you know. So yeah, I'd try to avoid the rain and, you know, super windy conditions and stuff. But then it got to the point where I was losing so much hair, it's just like, okay, now it's getting to the point where I don't care. But yeah, there was a good 4 or 5 year period there where I was trying to avoid that, or I'd start wearing more hats, and, you know, that was the next step and then not even the hats with the little adjustable strap in the back. You had to be all form-fitted so that it completely covered everything up. So yeah, I tried a few of those hiding techniques, but as soon as you take it off, obviously, people know. But I haven't worn a hat since the procedure. For recreation, I ride a motorcycle. I've got a boat. I tell you, that's been really great. Just jump in the water, get out. You don't have to worry about anything. I'm out in construction, so I'm outside, and right now it's just miserably hot and sweaty, and all I need to do is take a towel and wipe my head off, and you know, it doesn't affect my look, whereas before with all that hairspray and stuff, you know, it just didn't cut it. She loves it. She's like, when I first walked in, I was like, oh, I got a little surprise for you before I came over. And so when I walked in, she's like, oh my God, I love it, you know.